Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user Throwaway3451290. My 26 male fiance, 24 female, gave me an ultimatum. Stop being friends with my ex and stop our families from interacting, or she will call off the wedding and our relationship. Throwaway for obvious reasons. I'm hoping to gain some insight by posting here. Some outside opinions are something I would be very grateful for right now. Some background. My ex-girlfriend, Emma, 26, and I, 26 male, were together for 9 years. We got together when we were 13 and broke things off when we were 22. We were friends since first grade. We grew up together. Our families became quite close, and our friendship circles were always intertwined at some point or another. This will be important later. We drifted in different directions as we got older, and we realized what we wanted from our relationship was ultimately different. We no longer had romantic feelings for one another, so we decided we would be better off as friends. We were best friends anyway. There hasn't been anything romantic since we broke up, nothing of a sexual nature either. A quick hug here and there to say goodbye at most. I truly haven't felt that way about her since things ended, and she's the same. The breakup was very amicable. Now to the issue. My fiance, Sarah, 24, and I have been together for almost 3 years. I proposed a few days ago, and we are set to be married this year. I was so happy when she said yes. Our relationship has been great. Amazing communication, always smiling together. It's been wonderful. She knew about my past with Emma, as I was very upfront with her about it when we first began dating, as Emma and I are still friends. Our families still get together for sporting events, have parties, and hang out together all the time. My parents are really close to hers, and our siblings, 22 male, 25 female, 17 female, 18 female, and 19 male, are good friends too. They are all really close. They even have a weekly pizza night, and we also have a few common friends. I didn't want Sarah to feel uncomfortable at any point, so I tried really hard to let her know everything I could and take the right steps to show her she is my number one. I would always include her in family events, make sure my family would spend time with her, and have even tried to create our own rituals together. I adore this girl. I think she is incredible, and from the day I met her, I have been head over heels. She hasn't voiced a single problem to me about any of this until today. She would even encourage me to invite Emma over to get-togethers we have hosted, or along to movies or dinner with our other friends. I was under the impression Sarah really liked her, especially considering the extra effort she would make to include her. Sarah and Emma have always gotten along, and they haven't been anything but nice to one another. I thought they were friends. She told me today, after taking time to think about it, that our friendship is weird and shouldn't continue. She gave me an ultimatum to end our friendship or she will end the relationship. She said she feels disrespected I would even consider keeping someone I had a relationship with in my life. I couldn't get a single word in before she left. She's staying with a friend tonight. I don't understand how any of this could happen. She seemed happy. This is meant to be a positive time in our relationship. She said nothing has happened between her and Emma or our families. I don't know what to do. She has been blowing up my phone with texts, and I don't know what to say. I thought I did everything right. Emma and I are still friends, not overly close though, but we definitely don't cross any kind of boundaries together. We don't speak about anything inappropriate or do anything we shouldn't do. She is also in a relationship at the moment. We don't talk every day and we don't see each other one-on-one or very frequently. Sarah has also mentioned that she is uncomfortable with our families spending time together after we have broken up and wants me to put an end to that behavior as well. I can't control what my family does or who they see or who they are friends with. They have been nothing but kind to Sarah. They make a real effort to make her feel special and even include her family. I don't know what to do. Is my friendship wrong? Should I talk to our families? Or is this ultimatum unfair? Well, OP, in my opinion, ultimatums don't work out and I personally don't deal with them. To me, ultimatums are about power and they trump any kind of conversation or compromise a couple could have. Regardless, something really weird is going on here. So Sarah has always been kind to Emma, has always tried to include her. She's never had a problem regarding any of this before, but now that you've just recently been engaged, she changed her tune. So two things might be happening here. One, she's a master manipulator that put up a front for 3 years, and now that she's got the proposal, she's changing the rules of the game and actually showing you her true colors. Or two, someone's been picking at her insecurities and manipulating her into doing this. Who that could be if they exist, I have absolutely no idea, but you might know better. So what do you guys think is going on here? Number one, she's a manipulator, or two, she's being manipulated. Or three, your own theory. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they're saying. And Max says, it kind of sounds like someone got in Sarah's ear and fed an insecurity. Take her out for a coffee or something and ask where this is coming from. Tell her that your relationship is your priority, but that you need to understand where this is coming from if you're going to end a friendship over it. Try to get her to tell you what's actually going on. Don't promise to control your family. That's unreasonable and something you can only fail at. My guess is that this is a scapegoat for something else that's bothering Sarah. You just need to find out what it is. Sissy Jones says, someone has been feeding her ear poison about your relationship with your ex. Such drastic change is suspicious, or long hidden insecurities have come to the surface. Or perhaps she sees her engagement and eventually marriage as a chapter of her life she doesn't want to share with her significant other's ex. Or it could be a combination of any of those things. SucksButts69420 Bro says, it sounds like Sarah was talking to her uptight friend or family member. Something just seems fishy here. You two need to have an actual conversation about this, and she can't just lay this on you and then bolt. Has she ever expressed insecurities over your relationship before? And Opie responds, she has never expressed insecurities before. I've made sure to ask and see if certain things have made her uncomfortable, but nothing ever has come up. Things were going really well before this. It's like a switch has flipped. Opie's edit. I just want to mention, because I have gotten a few comments about it, that Emma and I are no longer close. I see her at events she is also invited to, or when Sarah invites her along with us and our friends to do something. I don't actively seek her out for one-on-one time, or invite her places myself. I don't even message her or text her. She's in a relationship too. Our families are close, parents are best friends, and our siblings grew up together. They even still have sleepovers. That means I'll see her in places or run into her. That is really hard to avoid, but I really do try. I wanted to make that clear. I have made an effort to set up boundaries to make Sarah as comfortable as possible. I've tried so hard. More information from Opie's comments. She's only voiced the fact she didn't want Emma and me to have anything to do with one another before she left and raced out the door. I've tried calling her, she won't answer. I left voicemails telling her I want to talk, but I haven't heard a response beyond make a choice. She hasn't been controlling, or if she has, I have not been able to tell. When we first started hosting get-togethers though and going out, I didn't mention Emma or inviting her. I thought it would be more of a couple thing we did for us and our friends, but she would insist Emma came along, even though I never asked. That's the worst she's been in my opinion, because she really wanted her to come. She wouldn't let it go. At the time, I figured she just wanted to be friends. Now I'm thinking it could have meant something else. Sarah never acted maliciously in those settings. She only ever wanted to talk to Emma about shows and music, etc. She had a few things in common with her that she didn't have anyone else to talk about to. The get-togethers with Emma's family aren't on major holidays. It's usually just family on those days. Now, my family has extended invitations to Sarah and her family each year we have been together. They really think she's great, but have not had much luck with their acceptance. I've met them, my parents and siblings haven't, and they are kind, but I guess they are more focused on doing their own thing. Sarah usually spends holidays with her family, but she did join my family for Christmas last year. It was a nice day. Alright, well the community also thinks something weird is going on here and they have their theories. And we also got a lot more context from other comments from OP. So now let's move on to the update to see how this whole situation played out. It's been a very eventful 3 days, and after all of the advice I was given on my last post, I thought I would share an update. I also want to thank everyone for their words of wisdom and kindness. I read every comment and took them all to heart. I really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get to it. I couldn't get a hold of Sarah for 2 days. She wouldn't answer my calls or my messages. I'd left her a voicemail asking her to come home or to meet up somewhere for coffee so we could talk together. I let her know I loved her, that she would always come first. I heard nothing back. She's never been like this. If we had an issue, we would always talk it through. We even had a pact to never go to bed mad at one another, and we never have. But she didn't come home. She didn't even reply to me. At first I thought she wanted some time to cool down, but it just kept getting later. I couldn't stop thinking she would walk back through the door. She didn't. I heard nothing from her. I could barely get any sleep. I texted her explaining I'd do whatever I could to show her how much she means to me. I explained the only reason I saw Emma was at gatherings for mutual friends and family, friends that she tagged along to, or when Sarah invited her to events herself. I told her she didn't have to do that I didn't want it or need it. I only wanted her. I said I wouldn't attend any get-togethers I knew Emma would attend at all. I also tried my best to explain that our families were very close before Emma and I got together and that I couldn't control who they were friends with. I did tell her we could talk though, and that we would maybe come up with something together that would make her feel more comfortable. I let her know my family loves her. She didn't reply. It took everything I had to not keep calling her to see if she was okay, but I didn't want to upset her further. I read some comments saying it might, so I tried to listen. I still hadn't heard from her by the afternoon of the next day. I tried to call her again, but it rang out. I sent her another message telling her I just wanted to know if she was okay and that if I didn't hear back from her soon, I would have to start calling her family and friends. I didn't know if something had happened to her. This was so out of character. She's never done this. I was so worried. She texted me back straight away. I'm fine, I'm not coming home. That was it. I tried to call her. I knew she was right there. I figured she would pick up. I called, but she had turned her phone off. I didn't know what to do. I felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest. I didn't know what I should be doing. I didn't know what would bring her home. I just wanted to talk. I wanted to make it better. I ended up going to my parents' house last night. They live close, about 5 minutes on a slow day. I was an absolute mess and didn't think I would cope by myself. It was about 8 p.m. when I went over. I hadn't heard from her again. I went to bed in the spare room. I was only asleep for a few hours when crap started to hit the fan. My phone was going off. It was Sarah. Where are you? Did you run back to her? I had no idea what she was talking about. I told her I was at my parents'. I told her I was coming home. I begged her to please just stay. I was fumbling trying to get myself dressed and find my keys. It was about 2 in the morning. I kept dropping everything. I wanted to be gone. I was halfway out the door and that's when it happened. She pulled into the driveway and was absolutely livid when she got out of the car. She was screaming at me, yelling her head off, and no matter what I did, she wouldn't calm down. The street my parents live on is fairly echoey. She was loud. People started flicking their lights on and our neighbors started to come out onto their porches. It was a crap show. My parents came out too, and my mother started to try and talk to her. They have always gotten along well, and she wasn't responding to me no matter how much I tried. Sarah wasn't having it. She told me she knew what I had been doing behind her back, that her family knew, and I was lucky enough to be given a chance to cut my ties and move on after having an affair for so long. I have never cheated on her, let alone have an affair. I love Sarah. I wanted to marry her and be with her. It didn't matter what I said. She wouldn't believe me. She wouldn't listen. She kept calling me every name under the sun. My mother asked her to please come inside to talk, that it was a misunderstanding, that I loved her, that they loved her, and we just needed to talk it through. Sarah started calling her a bitch, a terrible mother, a crappy person. Told her that she knew what I was apparently doing and even encouraged her. How sick she was for that. My mother tried to explain herself that this wasn't happening, and that's when Sarah slapped her, out of nowhere, full force. I went silent. My mother started to cry. Sarah started apologizing over and over. It was instant regret, or at least it looked that way. It didn't matter. I ended it right there. I told her to go, that the engagement was off, we were over, and that she needed to get her things from my house. She was crying, still apologizing, but you can't come back from that. She hit my mother. She's shown all the love in the world to Sarah, and for her to do that to someone, let alone someone that means that much to me, was enough. I don't know why she wouldn't listen to me. I don't know why she chose to believe these other people over me. Why she wouldn't even talk, but it doesn't matter. I've never felt this empty. I gave 3 years of my life to someone who refused to even talk to me or believe me. I thought I knew her. I thought she was kind. How could you go so long with someone and not even know what they could be capable of? All I know at this point is that I plan to stay single for a while. Extended update from OP's comments. Considering everything, her behavior simply doesn't seem right, and there are a few friends of hers I can contact, so I definitely will. I still care about her deeply and want nothing but the best for her, but this just isn't something that I could move past. From what Sarah did say last night, and from what she has messaged me since, it was members of her family that told her I was having an affair with Emma. Her family has never been close to or met mine. I only met them briefly, and they have declined every invitation to get together. From what I know, they haven't gotten to know any of Sarah's exes or their families. My best guess is that the concept is extremely foreign to them, so something had to be amiss in their eyes, or maybe they didn't like me. Sarah loves her family though. The fact this news came from them is probably why she believed it without any second thought. And regarding my mom, well, she is one tough lady and she is handling it well, considering, but I haven't seen her this upset in a really long time. She was excited about our wedding. She thought Sarah was the greatest girl I've ever brought home. She considered her a daughter and a friend, which is what hurts her the most, I think. She's definitely getting there though. She even started cracking jokes that I shouldn't date anymore and buy a dog instead. Oh wow, I guess Sarah wasn't a manipulator or being manipulated. She's just an idiot that believed her family blindly without talking to OP, and that again proves that communication is key in relationships. I think OP's theory makes sense. Sarah's family has a different way about things, so they believed that OP would be having an affair with Emma, and the rest is history. I'm pretty sure Sarah's kicking herself right now, and that sucks because she effed up a fantastic relationship with great in-laws apparently because her family got the best of her insecurities. That sucks. Anyways, OP, thank you so much for sharing and all the best in the future. Take care. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.